Ben,
Hello, Jacob.
how are you doing, Mr. Ben?
I'm good. How are you?
Baruch Hashem.
Well, Hashem, I'm sorry for being MIA last week.
I will never forgive you. You have a baby. It's quite right. I don't know if it was related to a baby, but since you have a baby, you get an excuse for everything.
Yeah, well, it was related actually. So, but everything's good.
Baruch Hashem.
Yeah,
This is my baby.
this is Shadow.
It is. It is. Um, this is apparently the last chapter of all of Tanya.
Wow, I
Yeah.
thought we had this and one more, but I guess I don't see any next.
I don't see any next either. Yeah, I thought it was 10 chapters, but apparently
That is
this
crazy.
Aharon is 9 chapters.
Okay, very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we need to figure out if we're gonna get somebody to do a Zoom with us, maybe not for this one, but like.
I just received a text from my rabbi. I
Mhm.
said my friend Ben and I finished because I figured he wouldn't get this until after we were done. Going through all of Tanya on my channel. Want to come on for a little siyum?
Mm-hmm.
He wrote back, Bezrat Hashem, I am out of town until tomorrow night. So, next Tuesday, maybe? We'll see. When is whatchamacallit, Yud-Tes Kislev?
Let's
How
see.
far away are we from Yud-Tes Kislev?
I think it was 2 weeks. Or well,
Today
UTET. If it's UTET, now is like the third,
is the second of Kislev.
second.
Yud-Tes Kislev is Friday.
It's probably a little bit more than 2 weeks.
Yeah. Uh,
Um,
maybe for Yud-Tes Kislev. Um, yeah, and you can ask your rabbi, and we can see if we can have a little siyum. But let's actually finish it. Would you like to go first, or which one of us is going to finish it?
I think we need to.
Acharon Chaviv.
Yeah. Um, that's tough. Can we do it together?
It's all you.
You tell me.
It's
Okay.
all you.
Okay, let's go for it. Okay, הוכיח, תוכיח את עמיתך, אפילו 100 פעמים. And you should not have phones during the live stream.
I canceled it.
I just said that because it says הוכיח, תוכיח את עמיתך, so.
I get it.
Okay, I don't know if people understood.
Afilu mea pamim. Yeah.
I will repeat it 100 times, even if it rings 100 times. I'm kidding. It is written, you shall surely reprove your comrade, even 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
Add our sages taking up the hint offered by the repetitive form of the Hebrew verb, right? Ochiach tochiach.
Right.
ולזאת, ולזאת, לא אוכל להתאפק ולהחריש מלזעוק עוד בקול ענבת חלושה.
I'm not even sure what those words mean. Anvot chalusha.
Chalusha weakness.
Where's that from? Exodus 32:18. Let's see what Exodus 32:18 says. Vayomer ein kol anot gevura ve'ein kol anot chalusha kol anot anochi shomea. But Moses said it is neither a voice shouting victory nor a voice shouting defeat, a voice of blasphemy I hear. Interesting. Yeah, I don't even understand. ויאמר אין כל ענות גבורה ואין כל ענות חלושה, כל ענות אנוכי שומע. I don't even understand how
So
that's being translated from the Hebrew. Let's see what Rashi has to say here. This is 18. Kol anot, a voice of blasphemy and reviling which distresses hama'ani. Kol charufin v'gedufin, hama'anin et nefesh shom'in, shenamrinan lo.
Kol anot.
I guess anot gavura is being translated as victory. Ein kol hazeh nira kol aniat גיבורים הצועקים ניצחון, ולא כל חלשים שצועקים ויאנוסה.
I guess kol anot is, I mean, kol anot might be like, there's both of those mean a voice from afar. I'm just looking at different like resources.
Yeah, okay. Let's pull up Safaria.
מקראות גדולות. Let's see what I got here. Rashbam.
Wow, you have a Mikrot Gadolot in your house.
No, I not really. I have it in my computer. Wikisource.
Well, that's Safaria has all of whatchamacallit.
Yeah, when I search this Wikisource, sometimes give you it's just like one of the first to come in, so it's actually pretty easy.
Let's see what it says. Commentary. We read Rashi. Let's see what Ramban has to say. וטעם כל ענות אני שומע איננו מפני ידיעתו הדבר, כי היה אומר כל ענות הוא, אבל הטעם כי משה אב בחוכמה, הוא ומכיר ניגוני הקולות, ואמר כי כל ענות הוא הנשמע אליו, וכך אמרו בהגדה, במדרש רבה, שאמר לו משה מי שעתיד לנהוג שררה על ישראל, אינו מבחין בין קול לקול. והנה משה בענוותנותו הגדולה לא הגיד העניין ליהושע, כי לא רצה לספר בגנותן של ישראל, אבל אמר לו כי קול שחוק הוא. I guess he's saying it's just a voice, and I mean at least the Ramban seems to be saying that it's not actually, he didn't actually say it beferush.
Yeah. So what I get from Wikisource, I mean they're talking about the etymology. So there's two possible roots. Mm-hmm. One is anot, la'anot, anna. Mm-hmm. So like just a voice that either answered in like a victory, right, and nitzachon, mm-hmm. or answered in defeat, chalusha, or it's from the word anna, like torture. So even in victory, there's somebody that gets hurt. By the way, right. Danny is either hacked or he's trying to tell us something important.
I mean, there's three times. It says kol anot gavura. Okay, I understand. Kol anot chalusha. Fine, I understand. Kol anot without a third, without the third. So this is what in Hebrew is called a construct chain.
Right, okay.
Right, when you have two or more terms which are nouns, which together give you an understanding, and it's usually translated by adding an of between the words, because there's no construct form in English. So kol anot gavura, right? That's a construct of voice, answer, strength, right? Which you can understand being a sound of cheering victory, right? So kol anot chalusha. Chalusha is weakness, right? So it would be a voice of the answering of weakness. But the third one is kol anot.
Can you
yeah.
Can you do you know how to translate unculus? If I give you,
Yes, I do. So you want to look at Unculus?
yeah, I mean he translated it somehow, so maybe he has a hint there.
That is, you are a. Let me find Unculus. Where's Unculus?
I can put in the verse too.
Well, it should be here. Where's the Unculus? Oh, I should be looking at Targumim. Tanakh, Targumim. Okay. Kol Kishrei Targumim. Targum Unculus Shel Shamot. Va'amar lakal givarin denatzchin bekrava va'af lakal chalashim demitparin kal demechayachin ana shama. So, I mean, my what you call it isn't the best in the world. My well, there we go. There's a translation. But he, va'amar, so he said, right? La kal, it's not a sound. Givrin the netzichin, right? Of people. Gibarin is people in thing. The netzichin that win, that are victorious. Bikrava, so I guess that's battle, right? So he yeah. Va'af la kal chalashin the mitberin, right? And tabar in Aramaic is like shover, right? Mitbarin, mithabrin, sorry. Kal the mechayachin, that means those who laugh. Anashama. Mechayachin. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Fake Jews, Donnie says. I have no idea what he means.
Yeah, I don't know.
Art Scroll came out with a translation of Unculus. I never thought that would happen. More funny than that. So somebody sent me a video of there's an Assyrian priest who is really big into Aramaic and stuff, and sent me a video of his. And in the background, in his bookcase, it looked like it was Art Scroll. I was like, that must be Unculus. So I looked at it. He had a set of Art Scroll Unculus behind him. That was hilarious to me.
It's a good source.
I could believe it. Yeah, Art Scroll makes good books. Okay.
I meant Unculus, but Art Scroll too.
Unculus. Who can speak against Unculus? Although I would say most, well, not most. You know, Unculus is the one who's involved in that famous Gemara of Jesus, the very famous one. What?
Tisha B'Av Gemara?
No. There's we don't read that on Tisha B'Av. It's actually censored out of most Talmuds. Newer Talmuds.
Why I called it Tisha B'Av. For me, it's related to. I don't know why it's related to Tisha B'Av. I don't know. Maybe there's something there about.
It's in. What, you don't know about this, Donnie? I'm surprised you don't know about this, Donnie. I believe that it is in Ketubot, I think. Anyway, yes, where he is raised from the dead. Kind of. He's not actually raised. But yeah, so the story goes, fine, we'll tell it. So the Talmud says go and learn, if I remember correctly, how great are the sinners of Israel. When Onkelos wanted to, yeah, um, when Onkelos wanted to, it is like, if it's proof of anything, it is proof of that. When Onkelos wanted to convert to Judaism, he went and did necromancy, and he raised 3 souls. I forget who the first 2 were. One of them was, I think, first one may have been Titus, or the second one was Titus. Let's look it up. Let's actually study the Gemara about Onkelos.
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 more weeks to finish 1 chapter, so.
We do. Where is it? Gittin 56b and 57a. I thought it was Ketubot, but I guess I was wrong. So, if somebody wants to look this up, Talmud, Gittin is in Seder Nashim. Gittin. And we said 56b, was it? What did we say? We said 56b, yes. Okay, so 56b, towards the bottom.
Titus. I saw Titus.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the story yet. Yes, this is a very spicy bit of thing.
I think maybe that's. I think that's what I was thinking about. Maybe because there is a story about Titus, because that's connected to a temple. So I don't know. I kind of read that. Unculus Colonicus.
Yeah, I think this is it.
The son of Titus.
Unculus bar Colonicus bar Achate de Titus Hava. He was Titus's nephew. He wanted to convert. Azal aske letitus benigida. He went and I guess negida is necromancy. So he went and spoke to Titus through dark magic. Amar le man chashiv bahahu alma. He asked him, who is great in that world? Amar le Israel, said Israel is. Mahu de idaboke bahu. What about, should I attach myself to them? Amar le, he said to him, milaihu nafishin. I don't know how to translate that. Their commandments are numerous, and you will not be able to fulfill them.
Nafishin? What is
Nafishin? Apparently means lots of. Vela matzet lakayominhu, and you wouldn't be able to keep them.
Okay.
Zil igare bahu bahahu alma v'havet resha. Go and, I believe, persecute them. Battle against them, okay? And you will be, in that world, you will be great, meaning the world that, in this world, right? So we're talking about this world and the other world, right? And Titus from there is saying that if you battle against Israel in our world, right, then you will be, what you call it? Dichtiv hayutzareha larosh, like it says, her those who afflict her were chiefs. Kol hametzar leIsrael naasa rosh, whoever oppresses Israel will be made chieftain. Amar le dine de hahu gavra b'mai. Says, oh, but what's the final judgment going to be for such a person? Amar le b'mai difsak anafshe. They said to him, that which he decreed against himself. B'mai difsak anafshe kol yama mechanshi le lekitme v'daine le v'kalu le umevadru le ashav yamei. That which he decreed against himself as he undergoes the following. Every day his ashes are gathered. Mechanshi le lekitme. Okay. Mechanshi means to, I guess, bring together. Kitme means his ashes. Okay. V'dainele, and they judge him. V'kalule mevadru le ashav yamei. And they burn him and they scatter him over the 7 seas. Sounds not good. Azal aske lebilam negida. So Onkelos then decided, hey, let's ask Bilam. Amar le man chashiv b'hahu alma. He says, who's great in that world? Amar le Israel. Exactly like Titus did. Mahu leidabuke bahu. What about becoming part of them? Amar le lo tidro shlomam v'tovatam kol hayamim. Says, do not ask for their peace and their good all the days. Amar le dine de hahu gavra b'mai. So if a person does such a thing, what is his
a person that doesn't seek their peace and good.
Yeah. What is his what is his deen? What is his judgment? Amar le b'shichvat zera rotachat. He will be boiled in semen. Azal aske benegida leyeshu hanotzri.
By the way, we lost your camera.
You lost.
I don't know if it's because this is too spicy or
it probably is because it's too spicy. Donnie says, "This is so fun. I'm literally at the edge of my stender."
I didn't know that you watch. I didn't know you watch YouTube with the stender. That's that's pretty cool.
Okay, where were we? Azal aske benigura liyeshu hanotzri. So he used necromancy to speak with Jesus the Nazarene. Amarle, he said, man chashiv bahu alma, who is great, important in that world. Amarle Israel, he said, Israel is. Mahu la'idabu bahu, right? So should a person attach themselves to them? Amarle tovatan derosh, he says, desire their goodness. Ra'atam lo tidrosh, their bad things for them do not seek. Kol hanagea bahem keilu nogea bevavat eino. Any who touch them is like one who touches the apple of God's eye. Amarle, he says, Dine de hahu gavra b'mai. Says, what will be for the judgment of such a person? Amarle, betzo'ar tachat. Says in boiling excrement. The Amar Mar, kol hamal'ig al divrei chachamim nidon betzo'at rotachat. Because it was taught either by a particular person named Mar or some rabbi who was referred to as Mar, that anyone who mocks the words of the sages it will be judged in boiling excrement. Tachaze ma bein poshei Yisrael leneviei umot ha'olam. And so you can see what is the difference between the least of the Jews and the greatest of the Gentiles, or the sinners among the Jews versus the prophets of the nation, the Gentiles. And yeah, so this is the famous thing, and it's afterwards Onkelos what you call it? What am I saying? Onkelos
translates
converted to Judaism. Now, the simple thing I will point out is that all of this supposedly came through necromancy, and so how much, like, what value you put to answers that Onkelos got before he converted through necromancy, that's up to you. But yeah,
interesting sidetrack.
Very interesting sidetrack. But you mentioned Onkelos, and then I was like, well, this is the famous person that at least some people on the internet only know because of that. This is not the first time I've gone through that Talmud on my channel.
Yeah,
it's spicy stuff. And frankly, I think anybody that actually pays attention to it sees it's actually rather flattering of Jesus. It's not condemnatory at all. Right? It says that he only wanted the good of Israel, and that he suffered for it. But it's an interesting thing. Yeah. Anyway, back to where we were. We were trying to understand what kol anot chalisha meant.
So here it translates it as, well, chalisha, in a voice betraying pained weakness, or in a weakened voice. Okay. So the Alter Rebbe says, I cannot restrain myself and cannot refrain from crying out again in a voice betraying pain, weakness. Bemetuta minaichu berachamin nafishin. I plead with you out of deep compassion. Chusu na al nafshotechem v'yishamru v'yizaru me'od me'od al haTorah ve'al העבודה שבלב, זאת תפילה בכוונה. Have pity on your souls. Take care and be extremely vigilant concerning the study of Torah and the service of the heart, which is prayer with intent. להתחיל כולם יחד כאחד מילה במילה, ולא זה בך וזה בך.
זה בכו וזה בכו.
וזה בכו וזה בכו. וזה דומם וזה מסיח. שיחה בטלה, השם ישמרן. All should begin the prayers in unison as one, word by word, not one person here and another elsewhere, one mute and the other idly chatting. May God protect us.
If you ever davened at a Hasidic synagogue,
so be tough. Yeah, I have a friend that says there's he's been to way more shuls than me. So I mean, but he says there's always characters. So you have the one that walks around, like davens walking. You have the one that sits. You have the one that davens like deeply in the corner. You have like these are like every shul has them.
So I actually took
You have the
CW.
soccer fans. I don't know.
I took CW with me to when I was in Minneapolis to a morning minyan on a Friday morning, and it was at this really Hamish Chabad synagogue in Minnesota. Okay, Hamish.
Hamish, what does that mean?
Haim comes from the word home, so like chevrati, very, very,
close knit.
Yeah. Like there were a bunch of old men, a bunch of young men. It was very Chabad.
Nice.
And I told CW he didn't want to do anything wrong, and I said, well, as nobody's going to say anything to you as long as, like, if you stand up the whole time, you're not going to have any trouble, because sometimes you're supposed to be standing, so maybe you shouldn't be sitting. But like, if you stand when people are supposed to be sitting, nobody's going to say anything. So he took it upon himself to stand the entire time. Right? Okay, it wasn't a very long shachrit, but we were there for about an hour, and everybody, like, I told them, okay, this is where we're starting, this is where we're ending. I gave him a siddur. This is where we're gonna start. This is where we're gonna end. Like, we'll end up going from here to here.
Yeah.
Feel free, take your own pace, do whatever you like, right? And only once we actually, when they said the first Kaddish at Hodu, that's when I was like, okay, we're at the Kaddish at Hodu. Like, this is where we're gonna do the rest.
Yeah.
And then, so in the middle of the thing, somebody comes up to me and whispers, "Does your friend need to fill in?" Which was really cute, but I said no. And then afterwards, when we finished, I was like, "Okay, how'd you like it?" And he said it was a very great experience. He really liked it, but the person behind him was an Israeli, and he says to me, "Oh, who's your friend?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is just somebody, a non-Jewish friend of mine. I decided to, he wanted to see what it's like." And he said, it was so inspiring the whole time. He was sitting there, he was standing there, like, with kavanah. It was like so inspiring. I was like, okay, so taking CW at least inspired that guy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's good. Now, like, if you can get one person to have more kavanah, however you do, whatever you get to do it, however you get to do it.
Yeah. He's like, the entire time he was just really devoted to God. Well, that is. So I'll embarrass CW further. He actually has a prayer closet.
A prayer closet?
He has a prayer closet. That's where he goes to pray. And he has several editions of Halachic Man and commentaries on it in his prayer closet.
Does he have commentaries on Note 4 as well? Or is it just
I don't know if the commentaries talk about Note 4. But we went, when we went to breakfast, he was like telling me all of these things about Halachic Man, which I was like, okay, I just skipped the parts where it talks about the Goyish philosophers. But those were the parts. He's a big Kierkegaardian.
Yeah.
And he told me that, unlike Bonhoeffer, who apparently never actually read Kierkegaard, Soloveitchik really understands Kierkegaard. And I was like, Okay. There we go. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Weiter. Okay.
Okay, so ועיקר הסיבה וגרמה בנזיקים הוא מהיורדים לפני התיבה. The main cause and instigator of this damage comes from those leading the services. So I guess the damage being just people being all over the place. שהוא הפקר לכל הרוצה לפשוט רגליו, החוטף אפרתי. That office is abandoned to whoever wishes to strike forth and snatch the honor. Where is that from? What is he referring to here?
Hotef Efrati, I think, comes from Pe'er. Note of the Rebbe to stride forth, the expression of the responsa of the Rashba, to snatch, and Yalkot Shmoni snatches Kriyat Shema. Efrati, possibly the intent is both, is to both explanations that the Radak offers on this word: person of distinguished lineage and one who shares in something sanctified. On 1 Samuel 1:1. I don't know. Do you want to look up 1 Samuel
1:1? We could if we want to.
I don't know how long this is going to take.
Yeah, I don't have. I probably have until like 6:45, but like we said, we have time, so I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, Ben Tsuf HaEfrati. So
Ben Tsuf HaEfrati.
Yeah, apparently Elkanah was the son of someone, great grandson of someone who is an Ephratite. Ich weiß nicht. Okay, weiter.
Okay, so או מחמת שאין גם אחד רוצה וכולי, or because this damage occurs because not even one desires it. Desires to move forward or to lead.
So to be the chazan.
So that ultimately the prayers are led by someone inappropriate to the task.
Yeah.
ואילו זאת העצה הייעוצה, בתקנה קבועה, חוק ולא יעבור עוד חס ושלום. For this reason, this is the counsel offered and a regulation established as law not to be violated further, God forbid. דהיינו, לבחור אנשים קבועים הראויים לזה על פי הגורל, או בריצוי רוב המניין. That is, choose fixed individuals fit for this office of leading the prayers by lot or by consent of the majority of the worshippers. And who is worthy? דהיינו, שמתפללים מילה במילה, כבדרך המיצוע בקול רם. These shall be men who pray word by word at a moderate pace, aloud, ולא מאריכים יותר מדי, ולא מקצרים וחוטפים חס ושלום. Neither overly prolonging the prayers, nor racing temperately, God forbid. ועליהם מוטל חובה לירד לפני התיבה, כל אחד ואחד ביומו אשר יגיעו לו. Theirs is the duty to lead the prayers, each on his day as determined. ולאסוף אליו סביב סמוך, כל המתפללים בקול קצת על כל פנים, ולא בלחש ולא חוטפים חס ושלום. He shall assemble close around him all those who pray audibly, at least neither whispering nor rushing, God forbid. What does this mean? Why does he need to lasof?
He wants, so he says that you have the shots, and in addition to the shots, you should also have the people who pray well be near him while they're praying, so that they're kind of like somchen.
Right.
In at least Sephardic synagogues, at least on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, it's actually custom to have two somchen by the Shlech Tzibur, so that it's not just one person up there.
So is that a somech?
Yeah, somech. Yeah.
So what's a somech?
A somech is somebody who. What does the word somech mean?
Well, that's my last name, so
I know exactly. Like, why am I telling you?
Well, no, because I heard. I remember. I actually remember something else, but I'm not sure about it. I thought it was
It means
somebody
to assist.
to assist. Okay, like I know it is somebody that assists with like the vowels, the tamim.
With any assistance, like
Any assistance. Okay.
to be somech on something means to rely on something.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was just for that. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. No, any sort of reliance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To lean on is somech
Right.
literally means to lean on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. But a somech can be someone who is being leaned on or is being held up.
Mm-hmm.
Is holding up, actually.
Right.
Holding up. Yeah.
Interesting. וכמבואר בתקנות ישנות בכמה עיירות. This is amplified in age-old communal regulations in many towns. ועתה, באתי לחדשן ולחזקן ולאמצן, בל ימותו עוד לעולם חס ושלום. I come now, writes the Alter Rebbe, to renew them, these decrees, to strengthen them and invigorate them, never again to be weakened, God forbid. בכתב יד גוואלד, the following two words appear in Yiddish in the Alter Rebbe's original manuscript. Gewalt, an outcry of agonized consternation.
Yeah.
עד מתי יהיה זה לנו למוקש? How long will this be an obstacle for us? ולא די לנו בכל התוכחות והצרות שעברו עלינו. השם ישמרנו וינחמנו בכפלים לתושייה ויתאר ליבנו לעבדו באמת. Have we not sufficient reproofs and troubles that have overtaken us? May God protect us and console us with redoubled support and purify our hearts to serve Him in truth. חזקו ואמצו לבכם בכל המייחלים להשם. Strengthen and fortify your hearts, all who hope in God. גם לגמור כל הש"ס בכל שנה ושנה. Also complete the study of the entire Talmud year after year. ובכל עיר ועיר לחלק המסכתות על פי הגורל או ברצון. And in every community apportion the tractates by lot or by consent. Each individual choosing a tractate he desires to study.
So the Chabad custom, unlike Daf Yomi, is that in each community, they divide up the entirety of Shas, and each person takes whatever they can, so that the entirety of Shas is done by the entirety of the community every year.
Yeah, that's cool. I just saw they had a card for our community that they have. Like I said, that's pretty cool. ועיר שיש בה מניינים הרבה, יגמרו בכל מניין ומניין. ואם זה מניין קטן מאכיל, יצרפו עליהם אנשים מאיזה מניין גדול. In a city with numerous synagogues, each congregation should complete the Talmud. And if a congregation is too small to implement this program, they should join forces with men of a larger one. בכל ישונה חוק ולא יעבור. בבל ישונה חוק ולא יעבור. This statute that the entire Talmud be studied every year shall not be varied or violated. וכל אחד ואחד מהלומדים הנ"ל יגמור לעצמו בכל שבוע תמנה אפי תמנה אפי שבתהילים כף not kaf, kuf. In addition, each of the participants shall individually read the whole of the 8th Psalm 119 every week.
Wow. I didn't remember this.
Let's see,
so the Rebbe says, I have not observed that people are careful to do this. Elsewhere, the Rebbe adds, it will be noted that in many places it is customary to recite this psalm on Shabbat after Mincha, for this too was the custom of my revered father of blessed memory.
Interesting. And what does the previous Rebbe say? Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson comments on the connection between completing the study of the Talmud and the recitation of Psalm as follows. From here we see that the study of Gemara is complete only when it is accompanied by the recitation of Psalms. And in order to recite Psalms properly, one needs to study Gemara. Okay, continuing with the Alter Rebbe, ולהיות בחמת חלישות הדור אין כוח בכל אחד ואחד להתענות כראוי לו. Moreover, since due to the frailty of our times, not everyone is capable of fasting as it ought. Right? We talked about that. לזאת עצה יעוצה, כמאמר רבותינו זיכרונם לברכה, כל השומר שבת כהלכתו, מוכלים לו כהלכתו. מוכלים לו על כל עוונותיו. כהלכתו, דייקה. The council offered follows the declaration of our sages of blessed memory. Whoever observes the Shabbat according to its law is forgiving all his sins. The term according to its law specifically is used advisedly, for the Shabbat cannot be properly observed without a knowledge of its laws. לכן מוטל על כל אחד ואחד להיות בקי בהלכתה רבתי לשבטה. It is therefore incumbent upon every individual to master the great law of Shabbat. As to say here, the term great law echoes the expression in the Gemara regarding checking one's clothes before sundown on Friday in order not to transgress a prohibition later. The laws of Shabbat thus not only inform us of what is prohibited, but also how to avoid transgression. וגם ייזהר מאוד שלא לסוח שום שיחה בטלה חס ושלום. Also be most careful on Shabbat not to indulge in idle chatter, God forbid. בהיות מודעת זאת ליודעי כן, כי בכל המצוות יש פנימיות וחיצוניות. For as is known to the students of the Kabbalah, all the mitzvot comprise an internal and an external aspect, the spirituality of the mitzvah and the physical act which it requires. וחיצונית מהשבת היא שביתה מעשייה גשמית, כמו ששבת השם מעשות שמיים וארץ גשמיים. The externality of the mitzvah of Shabbat is the cessation of physical activity, just as God ceased making the physical heaven and earth. ופנימית השבת היא הכוונה בתפילת השבת ובתלמוד תורה לדבקה בהשם אחד. The internal dimension of Shabbat is one's intention in the Shabbat prayers and during one's Torah study to cleave to the one God. כמו שכתוב, שבת להשם אלוקיך. As it is written, it is Shabbat to do the Lord your God. Let's read this small note. Underlying the cessation of labor on Shabbat is a concept of elevation. When a person rests from his labor at any time, the energy that had been vested in it rises and returns to its source within the soul. So too, the cessation of labor and resting on Shabbat means that the soul, which during the week had been immersed in mundane activities, is uplifted to the Lord your God. V'zohi b'chinat zechor. This internal level of the mitzvah of Shabbat is the element of remembering. I guess we can. The Shabbat comprises two elements: remembering zechor and observing shemor, reflecting the two commandments. Remember the Shabbat day to sanctify it, and observe the Shabbat day to sanctify it.
Right. So the two versions of the Ten Commandments, we have one in Exodus and one in Deuteronomy. One of them says Shamor, and one of them says Zachor. And as the sages taught, it was Shamor v'Zachor b'dibur echad, right? Like we say in L'chadodi, exactly.
So elevating the soul on Shabbat through proper intent, kavanah, during prayer and Torah study, is an act of remembering. ובחינת שמור בפנימיות היא השביתה מדיבורים גשמיים, כמו ששבת השם מיוד מאמרות שנבראו בהם שמיים וארץ גשמיים. The inner dimension of the element of observing is refraining from speech about material affairs, just as God ceased from the 10 utterances through which the physical heaven and earth were created. כי זה לעומת זה, for one opposite the other.
Asa Hashem, God created everything with its matching pair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chazak, chazak, v'nitzchazak.
Chazak v'nitzchazak. Wow. It's
And
crazy.
I'm not sure if so Kalonymus is talking about Rabbi Soloveitchik. The Rav finished his dissertation. His dissertation has been published from University of Berlin, but this was right before the war. I don't remember if the Jews were expelled right around that time. It was right around the time that the Jews were expelled from Berlin. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I don't think he walked the stage. Let's put it that way.
He did not walk the stage.
Yeah, what can we say?
I'm looking. Okay, here we go. So, officially the first stream we had was April 20th, 2024.
That's not so long ago.
It is a year, and
April 2023.
2023, yes.
Yeah.
A year and it's almost 6 months. No.
Okay.
Yeah. No. 6. No, almost 8 months. Sorry.
Not bad. I mean, at least we got we finally got Donnie to get through all of Tanya.
All of Tanya.
That maybe was the whole point for Donnie.
So now you can repent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that mean that you're gonna start a tractate with Donnie? Was that
I think that was the deal, right, Donnie? Is Donnie still watching? He graduated with his doctorate in 1932, as per Wiki. Okay, so
right on time.
I guess he did actually get his PhD.
So yeah, he walked onto the stage. He walked off the stage.
Yeah, when was Kristallnacht? 39?
39? No, earlier.
Kristallnacht was 1938.
38, okay. Yeah, before the war, I would think.
Yeah, 38.
39.
38. Cal, that's what Wikipedia says, and Wikipedia is never wrong about anything, ever. Okay, so we'll see when we can get. Oh, what happened to my? Why did the camera go off?
I don't know.
The laws against Jews started in 1933. Yeah. So, yeah, it was already the Nuremberg laws and the stuff. Yeah. So he was. It was right. I didn't remember. So incorrect. No cake, no ice cream. When we do the Siyum, maybe
next week we need to bring something. I have banana bread, so I can bring it over.
Banana bread seems good. Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to do the Siyum next week, and then we need to decide on what's next.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I will buy Derech Mitzvotecha. I mean, do they have Derech Mitzvotecha on Chabad.org?
.org?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they generally they have
They might have
everything from the Rebbeim.
I mean, you saw what I sent you. It's like lessons in Derech Mitzvotech.
Yeah.
And it's funny
So
because I go to class on Sunday,
Hasidic
and they just started this. So
Hasidic texts, selections from Oratorah and Likutei Torah, Shara B'tachon, Lavat Harivash, lessons in Derech Mitzvotecha.
Beautiful.
There we go.
I mean, yeah, I would be down for that, or honestly, also. Well, no, that's I mean this or like either Torah or what was Likutei Torah.
Rabbi Mullet is here. Rabbi, you get to help decide. What are we going to do after Tanya? Or, I mean, we could do the other thing, which is do Nefesh HaChaim.
Then we won't. Then we will have the whole.
Then that will be the true coming together of Litvish and Litvish and Hasidish on a Sephardic YouTube channel. Rabbi Mullet.
And we can do Nefesh HaChaim. Did he say this before though?
I'm guessing it's after I mentioned it. Oh, that's precisely what I was gonna say. If we do Talmud, it's definitely going to be Sanhedrin chapter 7, but yeah, Nefesh HaChaim was a response to Tanya. So, I mean, Derech Mitzvosecha is right here, and it's they've actually cut it up into pieces because Derech Mitzvosecha. I mean, is it the actual words with? Yeah, I mean, the Tzemach Tzedek was the Tzemach Tzedek, the first Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, was the third Lubavitcher Rebbe, and besides the Rebbe and the Alter Rebbe, probably the most famous. He was famously very close with the Chatam Sofer. Rabbi Moshe Sofer, and I mean he's each of the Rebbeim had their own specific thing. So yeah, I mean when you mentioned I thought you might be talking about the Derech Mitzvosecha. Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to think about it, but the convenience of Derech Mitzvosecha is it's right here on Chabad.org.
Yeah, where is Nefesh HaChaim? Is that available?
Nefesh HaChaim, I'm sure, is on Sefaria. I would be shocked if Sefaria doesn't have Nefesh HaChaim. Did they put it on under Kabbalah or did they put it under Chassidut or Musar? Let's see. Nefesh HaChaim. I don't know what they put it under. Acharonim, there we go. No, apparently they didn't put it under Musar. Let's see. Nefesh HaChaim. Jewish thought. So I hear a baby.
There is a baby here.
Beautiful. May not be in English, and I wouldn't trust the translation if there is one. It used to be in Musar. You can search it. Apparently, they put it under Jewish thought now. No, I mean.
But can we read it? Can we read it? Like, okay, does it have? Like,
it does have a translation. I don't know who translated it. Let's see who translated it. Nefesh HaChaim.
Will they accept me at Chabad if I tell them that I have a Chevruta on Nefesh HaChaim?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll. the translation is apparently from Leonard Moskowitz. I have no idea who that is. No, this is it's a community translation.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it might not be the best translation in the world. And the problem with the community translations is they're the most difficult part is whatchamacallit. I only recommended the translation of Avinoam Franco. The problem with bad translation is it's usually the worst in the places that it's the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you can't just say, okay, we'll just fix it ourselves as we go along, because
I mean, these are gonna be the topics are already straining. Like the understanding them is already kind of like it's gonna be hard. So
yeah. Safari's translations are straight out of Game, and that's where it will land you. Hashem Yerach.
is that a place in New Jersey? Because it says these guys from
apparently, I mean, Leonard Moskowitz.
places in Jersey do look humid and uninhabitable. So some space.
I really don't know who this Leonard Moskowitz guy is. I'm guessing he's a better guy than I am. I don't know.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. So that's that.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, there's a Gehenna in Texas.
Yeah, okay. There's all the places in Texas. There's Paris, Texas.
Texas has everything in it. Yeah. Hold on, Rabbi Mullet, you're in Texas now, aren't you? I think he is. You're in Texas now, Ben.
I'm in Texas.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
But okay, so we have decisions to make.
Okay. We are going to end this stream. It was nice talking to everybody.